there's going to be a launch event in London. I believe it's on March 6th for Disney Plus because Disney hates Europe and
Well, I think Sky hates Europeans. So
Sky loves Europeans. They're everywhere. I just blame Disney. So yeah, because we're finally getting it. So if you are one of my European brothers, rejoice. We're no longer homeless and starving. We're going to be getting fed.
You no longer have to use a VPN.
Shh. Not that it's illegal to use a VPN, but it's just like, yeah.
Don't give away the secret. I get it.
The amount of people being like, "How are you watching this?" Is just like VPN.
You're not smuggling drugs.
So it's not like there's articles from English websites being like, "Hey, VPN."
It's just, I mean, Disney definitely wanted it to you guys earlier, I believe.
Oh yeah.
It was just. It's like getting into different territories is harder than just like, because like the States side, it's almost pretty much done by the time.
Yeah.
But like once you get into other territories, it becomes like a little bit more difficult because you're dealing with governments and and other companies. So I mean, look, at least they got it as faster than what was projected.
Yeah. Also, the funny part is it's not all of Europe. So if you're in, let's say, Portugal, you're still left out in the cold, unfortunately. But we'll remember you when we're eating. So it's fine.
Still can use a VPN though. You have my permission.
Yeah. As long as you pay for it later on, I doubt they could care.
Dude,
even though with the VPN you got to pay for it anyway, or someone's paying for it. So
someone's paying for it. So like you're just basically using. It's like my mom using my account. Like she doesn't have it, but I'm paying for it.
The main crux of this topic is that it's rumored to have an updated slate, which would make sense. It'd be like what they launched. When did they launch? Is it November?
November, yeah.
Yeah, so December, January, February, March. It'll be 4 months from that point. A lot has changed in the slate since they've launched. Date shifting around. Lucasfilm not having the greatest of times from the sounds of it, but hey, I imagine we'll get a lot more of that because the Marvel ones, we know what we're getting from Marvel for the next 2 years, really.
Yeah.
Maybe like an update in Hawkeye, I'd hope, because if it was me, I'd be giving updates on the shows that have been having a bit of a hard time in the press.
Yeah, I think
your Cassian Andors, your Kenobis, your Hawkeyes, and all that.
I think, and this is coming from another person. I'm not like privy to some of this stuff, but like from what I've been told, is that that's basically what they're doing. They're just gonna. Yeah. And I think there's gonna be a new thing here and there, but it's not like.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was something new announced, but I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't, because it's like, well, it's kind of early.
Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff that I know of is still in like pretty much way beyond, like way before pre-production, and we're talking like
concept state.
Yeah, like most of the stuff is like concept stage. I could see them updating like Moon Knight, She-Hulk,
Yeah.
Do a little of an update.
I would say have they been casting for those? Oh, obviously casting for like She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel. Not She-Hulk, Hawkeye. I don't know how I got those two confused. That's great.
Ms. Marvel is pretty further along than on the process. So like, I mean, I don't think you're gonna get anything like crazy.
No.
Like you're not gonna get the casting of Mark Spector or Kamal Khan. I mean, look, I might be wrong, but like my thought is like you're probably gonna get a lot of updates of like stuff that's especially like what you were saying, like I heard Obi-Wan and Cassian Andor are gonna get some pretty good updates on.
See, if it would this is purely like reaching as far as I can go. I'd announce like a Captain Britain.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. I don't know. That still is kind of like if. I mean, I would say that would be a good thing to announce. announce, especially in that territory.
Or at least I know that it hasn't even started yet, and it ain't gonna start till May. But hey, announce the Union. I'd love that series. I don't even know these characters. I want them now.
You could also do like Agent, like if they're doing anything like Agents of Atlas, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
give it like an MI13 or M13 series, whatever it is, because isn't that rumored for Shang-Chi, which it makes sense because a lot of ties,
territories,
Yeah.
But my feeling is that you're gonna get mostly updates on like the current announce and like I don't know, man, like because some of the stuff that like is so early in the stages that like I don't even know things gonna be announced at Comic-Con. Like that's how like
I say, plus like with Comic-Con only a couple of months afterwards, it'll be a bit weird to start doing everything now. Like, admittedly, they're gonna have to like start announcing things every month with the way they're going, so it's gonna be constant. But like right now, we got a bit of a lull. Like,
but it wouldn't be a bad idea to do at least something that is like because you're kind of like you want to make sure that fans in that area don't feel kind of left out. So I mean it wouldn't be a bad idea to announce something something big but not too big, but big enough.
Also, I wouldn't be surprised if this is where we get like proper trailers for the two shows this year, like Falcon Winter Soldier, WandaVision, because they're obviously. Like they're both done filming now.
Oh yeah, they're done.
Yes, and like I'd imagine not a lot of the CGI, but like at least enough for maybe 30 seconds each to a minute.
There's more than that for sure. I mean, like the first. I know for the first two episodes, CGI is pretty much done.
Yeah. So I was more thinking that is enough just to fill out that sort of time. Like there's obviously more than in that, but it's like just we have enough to cut a trailer together. Let's just cut a trailer together.
I think if they do something like that, they should do something like separate for each show instead of doing what they did with the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. That's more what I was meaning. Like start it off with Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's only going to be a couple of months away, and March is kind of the right time to start advertising for that show. Yeah. Maybe April, but if you're doing the big launch event, why not do it then? No.
Yeah, I think they're also gonna try to appease like that crowd because like. It's been a while, it's not necessarily their fault, but it took them a long time. It's almost been a year since Disney Plus has been out, right? Or am I?
No, it came out in November.
Okay,
it was only 4 months.
Definitely not a year.
I know we've been away for a month, and time has moved really weirdly over the last couple of weeks. It has definitely not been a year. No.
I'm old, 48, 43, so. Like you gotta cut me some slack. Time is relative to me. So
as you get older, you're just in a hyperbolic time chamber, just like
you're just like fast forwarding stuff and like forget that. I mean, I think I know like I'm like 99% sure that you're gonna get a lot of like Star Wars stuff though too because
because if there's more Marvel stuff than Star Wars, I'll be shocked because Star Wars is very barren on that side. It's just like, what are you doing with Star Wars? Like, the rumor was we're supposed to find out who's doing like the next movie in January, and we're now end of February. It's just like, that happened, not so.
Well, I think they're gonna be like, there's gonna be very few far between news for the movies because there's not gonna be shit. There's not gonna be a lot of stuff going on in the movie section. That process.
Plus, like Iger said that actually we'll go on about it later on, but that the Mandalorian spin-offs. So maybe give a little hint on what they're planning for that, depending how far. I imagine it's a fair decent way.
It's the child's limited series.
I mean, that's just the Mandalorian. No one watches that show for the Mandalorian.
Well, it's gonna be in the child is basically the roles are reversed, and like the child is protecting the Mandalorian.
That's just the Mandalorian season 1.
Stop touching that.
That'd be a funny role reversal show. Actually,
that would be hilarious. But like, I mean, yeah, I can't. I like I kind of can't wait till March 5th when the stuff kind of gets out there because we can talk about it a little bit more. But like,
oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be like maybe 75-80% Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
That's gonna be announced at that launch trailer because they gotta do some damage control.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, they do because
they just need to get as much positive news out there.
Yeah. Because the whole the Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff was a weird situation. It's like, yeah, we're gonna rewrite everything, but then you look at the rumors and it's like, oh yeah, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi protecting young Luke Skywalker. And it's like, I just watched that show.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand why you kind of want to go back and it doesn't take a year to do a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But like you can't really delay a show that hasn't got a release date, like Hawkeye, like how that's indefinitely delayed. I will never know because you can't delay a show that way. But
yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as people think it is. It's just like that part is kind of bad because rewriting a whole TV show, from ground.
So because they're rewriting both, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like it's.
Yeah.
This
is the way of TV production,
yeah.
Like doors close and you gotta right around those doors.
And it's like obviously that no one on the outside knows what these shows are 100%. So you hear rewrite, it's like, oh no, something's obviously going wrong. It's like, yeah, well the scripts are bad, or it's not what they want. Like it's not necessarily like the worst case. Like
I think they just want to put out the best possible product.
It's just not a good look because the amount of directors and writers that have been in and out of the Star Wars movies, and it's just like, oh, come on. It's like, come on, Kathleen Kennedy.
Please. Well, and I think I've talked to this before. Is like she's. I don't think she's gonna be around for a while. I think that's the next year. I think she's gonna be gone.
I'll say, I honestly, when her contract's done, which I think is 2021.
2021, yeah.
Yeah, like I can see her being like, you know what?
And I'll be honest with you, I know exactly who they're looking at, and it's not anybody you think is. It's I don't know. I think the show. I think as much as she's put into, she's like a lot of people give her grief and give her, poo-poo on her. She still has contributed a lot to the franchise.
I mean, just movies in general. Like she's done movies in general. She's put in a lot of work.
And I think
people love.
Yeah, and I think, I hear a lot of blame being shifted to the company, to her, and it's like, I don't know, man. Some of this stuff, I can't disrespect her because she's been around and she's technically George Lucas's handpicked successor. Yeah, he handpicked her. So he obviously seen something in her that he sees that she could fit. She's a good fit for that franchise, and it's just a lot of unfortunate things going on with the franchise.
I say she has the hardest job on the planet.
Yeah,
it's making Star Wars fans happy. Exactly, it is an impossible task. That everyone is known.
Well, it really is a hard task because you're pleasing a hardcore fan base that expects no less than what they expect, if that makes any sense. They
expect what they have in their head and they never get it.
Yeah, and I don't want to disrespect any of the hardcore fans, but some of the people that I talk to and I've heard listen about what they would do differently and they should kick Kennedy out, and I'm like, there's a boundary between being respectful and being disrespectful, and it's George Lucas if George Lucas had control of this, we wouldn't have any of this. We would be having political drama and sexually transmitted diseases in space. That's basically what we would be having. And I think Disney did for all of Disney's faults, that they've done with the franchise, their successes are pretty good too. Like we're getting like as much.
So it's an odd time we live in when like $1 billion grossing movie is a failure and a bum.
Yeah. Well, it's like it like if you go back and you think that if Disney didn't have the property and George Lucas still had control of the property, how successful would this have been still? I don't think it would have been any more successful.
See, I'm not entirely sure. I that's a timeline I'd love to see because we all know, or the people that choose to actually admit reality and acknowledge it, that you are still going to get the female lead. You're just going to be Kira. There's test footage test footage of Daisy Ridley playing Kira, and so a lot of the things we were always going to get, and a lot of the things people hate, we were always going to get with Lucas, regardless. Would it have been exactly the same? No, probably not.
Well, I mean, also like you wouldn't be getting shows like The Mandalorian. I know that for a fact.
We would have got that weird Stormtrooper one that looked like trash.
Or we would have gotten the Boba Fett spin-off show or movie. Yeah. And look, the only thing that character ever did was look cool dying. That's it. Like,
did he look cool dying?
I mean, the armor looks cool, and he
died. The armor looks cool, but he didn't die looking. He looked like a clown.
I'll be honest with you, look, I respect George Lucas. He gave me something that I didn't have. But
I then crapped it out and then gave it back to you. It's just like it's not
like one, he sold the company willingly. The company Disney did strong arm out of the company.
I love that narrative.
He left the company because the fans turned against him, because of the prequels. He did not want to do it anymore after the backlash of the prequels. So I'm sure that and look, and then two, like he's not a good director, and he doesn't give up control. He has to have a say so. And if you go back and you look at all these special editions, we would have like 6 before we had a new trilogy. We would have had 6 more versions of like one of the other movies, and like I feel like there's pros and cons of having Disney control the company, and I think the pros kind of outweigh the cons sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion. Like I just get tired of hearing Disney ruined it, or Disney ruined that, or like Ryan Johnson. It's
the easy target in it. The big conglomerate. It's like not that I'm going to like cape for Disney or anything.
No.
It's like it's such an easy target, and it's like all right, we get it. You don't like what they like. Just calm down.
You wouldn't be getting any of these shows if and let's face it, Star Wars kind of lost a lot of stock after the prequel. So when that property was sold to Disney, I don't think it was worth $4.5 billion. I just had a hard time believing that. I mean, they did get the Indiana Jones stuff and all that stuff, but like $4.5 billion for a company for a franchise was basically petering out anyways. You tell me who won on that end of the bargain.
100% Lucas.
Lucas, he's a multi-billionaire, and
I say he's probably laughing that he swindled them out of $4.5 billion. They paid for that.
I hear people saying, Disney didn't have a plan, they didn't put it out. It's like you have to. You're thinking as an individual, not as a company. Like, yes, the sequel trilogy wasn't the most cohesive thing in the world, but like I don't know, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, it was like I just hear a lot of hardcore fans, and that's the problem. The hardcore fans are the ones that are just like raging about like.
I say, unfortunately, like Dunning-Kruger effect is huge in fandom, and people don't know what that is. And if you want to know what it is, Google it, and you'll be like, maybe I do that a little bit because I know I did. But yeah, it's rampant. But
like, I feel like the shows. This property needs to get kind of like the stock needs to be raised a little bit.
Yeah, they need a refresh and to bring it back to the event. It's probably like a really good time to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a really good time to kind of like start from the ground up again and build like I think Disney needs to build their own trilogy instead of Like the Skywalker stuff, it's done. It's done. Whether you like it or not, it's done. Move on. Make your own stuff.
Because that's all I want. Just give me something different. Set it in the same universe. You know, put it on like the Outer Rim or whatever it is. Give me something different.
Yeah, but just I grew up on Star Wars. I don't want to say that about it, but I don't want it like I feel like it hijacks the conversation sometimes. Is like as much as I love the Skywalker trilogy, it's not the best trilogy either. If you go back to the beginning, it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest movie ever, you know. And like I feel like the fans, the hardcore fans, are kind of the worst part about it. Is like, and I'm not saying anything bad about the hardcore fans. I'm just saying like expectations kill. You know, like people's expectations are your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Whatever you're thinking inside your head, you kind of have to go into these movies thinking, like these people paid $4.5 billion, so they have to make their money back. You know, like it's a company, has to make money, so
they have to appeal to the masses, not to you.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you it would be a kind of a crime, like to not have used the original characters before they die. Okay, like fortunately enough, we got Carrie Fisher as long as we did. Yeah. If we would have waited years to finish this trilogy, people would be blaming Disney for not doing it right away. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. Like I'll give it to you, they didn't plan it out. Yeah. That kind of
stuff. They didn't plan the original out. Like, you know, there's no way they planned to have a slight bit of incest in Star Wars. Like, there's no chance that was a thing. Like,
But also, like, you know, I feel like the problem lies in like the directors weren't like it. They didn't find directors that played good with each other. Like you know, J.J. Abrams did. I don't think J.J. Abrams is the greatest director ever, and I've heard people argue the fact that JJ could have done all three of them. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like
he could have, you know, like it's such a tangent. He could have done it, and it would have probably been a lot more cohesive.
Yeah. But I think what Rian Johnson did with him wasn't the worst thing. I think people just kind of like they fall in that thing where he disrespected Luke Skywalker. And it's like, not really. He just did something different. For God's sakes, man. Like. If JJ would have done the movie, I guarantee you, people would have been saying, "Oh, it's the same thing as Empire Strikes Back."
But that's another thing. Like the whole like Luke as a hermit thing was Lucas's idea.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like there's a lot of things that they used. Like they didn't use everything Lucas put out, but do they have to?
No.
Like there's nothing in the contract saying they have to do it.
No.
You know, like it. I don't know, man. You know, that's kind of a wild tangent about it. Like, it's just, you know, like I hear it on, like, I can't even listen to podcasts or people talk about it anymore because it's just like, it's just so much like vitriol and like,
there's a lot of hyperbole about it. It's just like, calm down. Right.
Yeah. It's like, it's not the end of the world, man. Nobody ruins your childhood. Your childhood's still there.
Yeah. But we are going to move on from that one.
I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for that one, but
London launch event. There's going to be some Star Wars stuff there, more than likely.
Yeah,
obviously can't confirm nor deny, but there'll be some stuff there. Don't expect it. Just keep it
inside your head as a possibility. Yeah. I think that's almost almost a guarantee at this point because like
it's a bit of a given.
Yeah, I mean like they can announce Marvel stuff, but like I think. Right now, if they were smart, they would kind of do some damage control and
focus on Star Wars. Yeah.